I don't know. I know Don's going to Don's saying he's going to Mexico. He's going to go to Ashram.
Okay.
But he's going to Mexico.
I wouldn't want to live in that ashram. I realize I can't do the vegan style
I don't
food.
mind. I don't mind. See, Don said, there are a lot of people come from Don's ashram here. They got secret knowledge, almost knowledge, secret knowledge. Yeah, it's what we have. It's a secret knowledge. The only problem with this work is you do it. You've got to allow yourself to know that you want to know. When you try to control everything, it's when things don't happen. Just allow the world, the universe, to allow to guide you on the path. Every time. And you try to force it. I was saying that most people in this lifetime are hanging on the door and push it. So only when they step away from the door, never sit pull, never sit push. Only in our lives when we step away from the door. Take a breath. And take another look. Have a vision. Look. Don't pull the door open. That's only people in this lifetime just push the door. I got to do it. Why do you have to die after I? Why?
I'm finding that I get a lot more when I follow what they're asking me to
Follow
do,
because if you
and
fight
then
it,
give them a little.
if you
But I
fight it,
need
see,
this. I need this.
see, if you fight it, I always tell people, I say, if you're going to be a missionary, then you're going to have to travel. So help others and bless them. Your life should be one blessing for you to make the journey. Your own tattered is not to beat everyone, but each and each of them.
Well, and they want to set you up.
Are we getting ready? Good morning. We're not ready yet. You got to count me down. Dun, 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 dun. Count me down.
Seconds.
30, dun, 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 dun.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Lewis Gates, and I am the current pastor of Colby Temple. On behalf of our pastors and our board of trustees, we welcome you here to Colby Temple. To begin our service, Marty Hadaway will light 3 lights symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. Thank you, Marty. This is when I get to talk for a few seconds before we start the service. Remember, we have a blessing bowl in the back. When that starts to get full again, we'll have another burning bowl ceremony with the blessings out in front of the church. So if you want a blessing for yourself, others, pets, whatever you need, there's cards back there. Just drop them in the bowl. And when it starts to get full, we'll have another burning bowl ceremony with that. I want to wish all the mothers here today a beautiful Mother's Day, and all the fathers for putting up with them. Isn't that wonderful? I got a look. Please rise, if you're able, for our invocation and remain standing for our first hymn on page 35, Faith of Our Mothers. Infinite Spirit, we want to thank each and every one of you here today that the blessings within your life, the power that you pour within your heart chakra, allows you to share that energy with others and to affect the essence around you, and to bless you on this day and to bless the individuals in spirit, our mothers that are in the spirit world, that are watching us here today, to send them energy and blessings from this space, to allow them to know that we are thinking of them as we go forth this day. Amen. Kind of low. You can't hear it. Then I've started again because I don't know what's going on. Maybe I started again. Okay. Faith of our mothers living still in cradle song and bedtime prayer, in nursery lore and fireside love, thy presence still pervades the air. Faith of our mothers, living faith, we will be true to thee till death. Faith of our mothers, loving faith, fond of our childhood's trust and grace, oh, may thy consecration prove source of a fine and nobler race. Faith of our mothers, living faith, we will be true to thee till death. Faith of our mothers, guiding faith, for youthful longing, youthful doubt, how blood of vision blind our way, thy provisional care without. Faith of our mothers, guiding faith, we will be true to thee till death. All right. That's it. Please be seated. That's the last stop. Had you all anticipating that last verse? Hey. Located on the handout or on the Declaration of Principles, please join us in reciting these principles that are in the front of your book. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm that the moral responsibility of the individual, that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul, here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing are named in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. Please turn to the back of your hymnal for our healing prayer and recite with me. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God. Now, if you're looking for a healing today, just take a seat against the wall and go to the first available healer. And during that, we will be in a guided meditation. But if you're wanting a healing, the hands-on healing in the back, just take a seat against the wall and go to the first available healer. What I'd like you to do is just close your eyes. Allow that vibration of spirit, that vibration of energy within Mother Earth here today. Allowing that energy that circles the foundation of this church. Allow that to radiate at the base of your feet. Feeling all the individuals, all the vibration and all the power that has been in this space. All the beautiful energy that has been shared, that has been given, allowing that to reside underneath where you are sitting, allowing that energy to raise itself through your feet, allowing that energy to reside there for a moment and feeling as it swirls through the base of your feet, moving up through your legs and into the root of your chakras, the base of your spine, allowing that energy to pulsate through your vibration, pulling your highest and best, your connection to this earth plane. And now as that energy starts to reside in your root chakra, allow the crimson red, the vibration of red, to encircle your being. As that circling of the energy starts to propel itself through your vibration, allow yourself to take from it what you need. And as that energy moves to your next one, your next chakra, there's the color orange. And as the orange mixes with the red, allow that energy to propel itself through your physical and spiritual body. Seeing that beautiful energy circling through from head to toe. And as you take another breath, allow that energy to move to the next chakra. Allowing that yellow, a beautiful yellow like a sunset, allowing that to propel itself around your body, mixing with the orange and the red. Still pulling energy from Mother Earth. Then allow that energy that you have made from this essence move to your heart chakra. Allowing it to reside there for a moment, feeling the energy on a physical and spiritual sense. Allowing that energy to be part of you. Knowing that every ounce of energy that you propelled into your body at this point was meant for you. It has resided somewhere on the earth plane from a past life, an incarnation, a knowing. It has arrived here, placed itself under where you sat. Allow that energy to move up through your body and into your heart chakra. Sending out love to Mother Earth, to all the earth plane. Now as you start to pull energy down from the God source, allow that beautiful blessings to rain down through your crown chakra, Blessings from all your guides, your loved ones, the family that is in spirit. Allowing that energy to rain down from the spirit world of pure love. Allow it to circle around your body. Let it reside in your third eye. As it resides there, you will see an indigo blue. As far as the eye can see, this beautiful color, mixing with the white from your crown chakra, allowing it to move through your being. Now your throat. Allow the energy of knowledge, voice, language to move through your throat chakra. Color of lavender. Connection of energy there. And as all these colors mix, as they move through your body, I want you to place that energy into your heart chakra. And as both the energies from your spiritual self and from Mother Earth mix within your heart chakra, the knowledge, the vibration of knowledge will be there for you. Allowing yourself to connect to individuals in spirit, with your guides, family members. Maybe today, if your mom is in spirit, say her name quietly in your mind, sending energy in her direction, wherever she is in the spirit world, allowing her to hear you, allowing her to hear your voice off in a distance, allowing that love from your heart to be sent to ones in spirit. And as you bring your guides and your spirit teachers closer, allow the knowledge, the knowing of who you are. Allow that connection of blessings from the spirit world. Allow that grounding effect of Mother Earth, keeping you balanced, keeping you moving forward in this life. Now as you have this energy in your heart, allow the vibration of energy to move through the earth plane to all the countries that are suffering now, to all the places in the world in strife, the ones that are hungry, ones that are going through war, for the ones that are lost on the earth plane. Allow that heart energy that you have within your being to radiate through the ground and through the earth plane, allowing it to bless the earth, every corner, every essence of the earth plane. Seeing that balance, that connection, that understanding of who you are. You are very powerful. You have traveled from the beginning of time. Knowledge is within your cells, it's within your being. The knowledge is there. Knowledge of love, of connection. And as you bless the world, there are guides, there are loved ones, there are individuals within your being that will stand within you, around your vibration, put their hands on your shoulder, and focus the energy through the earth plane. And as you bless the spirit world, use that energy you pulled from the spirit world to allow that energy to bless the heavens. Every relative, every love, every mom, father, brother, sister that is in the spirit world, allow them to hear your call, your understanding, your love, your forgiveness, allowing them to move into the spirit world, allowing them to see the blessings that await them. But most of all, bless yourself. You are the vessel within this lifetime. You have all the energy from the spirit world, all the energy from Mother Earth. There is no one like you. The energy is your signature blessings from the place in the world that you live, but also where you have come from. So as you allow your guides to circle your being, put you in this beautiful circle and place you in the center of it, allow yourself to accept the energy. Accept the blessings from your guides in spirit, but also the blessing from your higher self and your guides telling you that a job well done. As you sit here for a moment and breathe, allow yourself to envision a color. It could be a color that you've never seen before. Color that is part of you at this moment. An energy that you have manifested to change the world. And as you allow this to escape your being, know that the work has been done. You have sent energy to the four corners of the earth plane and the four corners of the universe. Your voice has been heard. So bless yourself. Understand yourself. And if you realize one thing with this meditation, is realize that God loves you. Everyone in spirit has your best interest at heart. Love pours through your crown chakra like a river. Allowing that energy to balance you. But most of all, understand that you are there at this moment. You cannot change the past. You cannot change what has happened. But you can change today. So share your light. Share that envision that you are. Allow the energy of spirit to bless you. And as you take this next breath, thank your guides, your family members for being here today. As they step up very close to you, they will be with you throughout the day, bringing love and support from the spirit world. When you take this next breath, and when you're ready, open your eyes. think everyone is back. We're waiting for Coquette to get, she can't run. We're going to rise for our next hymn. It'll be on page 44, Higher Ground. I'm pressing on the upward way, new heights from aiming every day. Still praying as I onward bound. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's tableland, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Heart has no desire to stay where doubts arise and fears dismay, as some may dwell where these abound. My prayer, my aim is higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's tableland, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. I want to live above the world, though angry darts at me are hurled. For fate has caught the joyful sound, the song of saints on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's tableland, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Want to scale the utmost height and catch a gleam of glory bright, but still I pray till heaven I've found. Lord, lead me on to higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's tableland, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Please be seated. Now I'd like to introduce the speaker today. She's an old friend of mine. A little bit about Michelle Orwick. 20 years as spiritual seeker. She has been a teacher and student for the last decade. Her goal is to help people find joy in their life, enabling the releasing of fear, worry, stress, or negativity. With that endeavor, she became a Reiki master in 2010 and started absorbing all the forms of magical and metaphysical training, delivering into the study of world religions and now the brain is and how the brain is wired. From there, she discovered Saya healing, becoming an instructor in 2011 and earning the highest accommodation in the field with a certificate of science instructor in 2012. Acknowledging that it could change the neural pathways of our mind, enabling a new process to enable someone to find their own way back to wholeness. She has in time certified over 200 students and have offered over 1,000 one-on-one healings in Thea Healing. She dedicated her life to guiding people on their spiritual journey. I met Michelle many years ago, and I assume she's an extremely talented and gifted teacher, speaker. She does a lot of stuff, so a lot of stuff. She just got back from Egypt, so we were glad the plane brought her back. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up Michelle Orwick.
Thank you so much. I'm really, really honored to be here. And one of the first metaphysical classes I ever took was right here with Dr. Lewis Gates. Some of his mediumship classes in 1998 when I first moved to Florida. And so really during all that time, I wasn't always happy. Like that was that was what really brought me here, was to figure out, why am I not happy, and why am I so stressed and so worried and so anxious all the time. So that was the beginning of my journey. I was a real estate agent and I was doing all the things, and I couldn't figure out that really worry and fear were actually the reason why I was in the place that I was. I was creating a field of energy that was magnetizing that exactly to me. Exactly what I was afraid of was exactly what was coming in. So I want to thank you all for coming on Mother's Day. If you're a mother, I want to thank you for all the mothering and nurturing you've done. If you're a father that took the place of a mother, maybe you were a single father, thank you for doing that too. And if for any reason you're grieving someone here on Mother's Day, I just want to give you a little extra boost, because we know that this is an important day. So to be here on this day in particular means a lot to me. I have my Florida mom in the audience, and so I want to just acknowledge the love that you have brought to me, my beautiful, beautiful Florida mom, and just say thank you for being here. And I want you to just take a moment and think about what is in your heart right now. In your heart, is there anything you're a little bit anxious of? Maybe you've got some physical pain going on, or maybe you have someone you are concerned about out there in the world, or maybe there's something that's not happening for you, or that you're anxious about. And I want you to just kind of think about putting that into a capsule for a second, and just kind of looking at that and being like, okay, I'm anxious, or I'm concerned, or I'm a little bit worried. And I want you to just imagine that you're blowing it up. I want you to just really take that worry and that concern, or that thing you don't want, and I want you to acknowledge that it's there. And then I want you to say, what I really want. So how would you rewrite that script right now? What would the script look like if you absolutely could daydream it into how you would want it to turn out? So the person that you're thinking about, or your experience that you're concerned about going the wrong way or not working out the way you want it to, I want you to take a moment, just really take a moment and daydream or imagine or visualize it into having the absolute best possible outcome. Does that feel better? Did your whole energy just kind of shift for a second? Yeah. So let's talk about the fact that as above, so below. He said, I just got back from Egypt, and everywhere I went, on all the hieroglyphics, there were these wings, and one would point up and one would point down. And just remember that the divine energy actually wants us to be successful, wants us to be happy, wants us to be a miracle, a living miracle. Have you thought about that today? Just give yourself a moment to be like, I have made it through absolutely everything I have ever thought I couldn't get through. Because you're here, you're alive, you made it here, so you're a walking miracle. You have overcome so many obstacles, or you wouldn't be here right now. So that means that absolutely everything always ends up working out. And maybe you've had some hardships. I'm not saying that, because life is a big, fat, juicy lesson to be experiencing. And now take a moment and think about the biggest thing you've ever manifested in your life. I bet you've manifested something pretty awesome. I manifested going to Egypt for my 50th birthday. That's a pretty big manifestation, because there were a lot of things against it. I work a lot of hours. I take a lot of clients and students, and so getting away for 16 days in the middle of technically the busy season, that's a lot. And yet I held, without any fear, worry, or concern, that it will all work out for me. And that's what I really want you to think about. When we start going all the way back into thinking about creative life force energy, as above, so below. And so whatever you're worried about is going to create a magnetic field that will draw that worry as you're thinking about it. That's the way neuroscience actually works. You create a magnetic field. And it's harder to reprogram something than it is to just go with the flow of what's coming in. I'm going to tell you that right here, that what I'm asking you to do is actually harder than to just go with whatever comes into your mind. When you start retraining your brain, it actually takes 72 hours to create a new neural pathway. And so how long does it take to create a worry or a fear or a concern? It just pops in. It just pops in. It takes less than a second, right? So the goal here is not to make yourself wrong or bad when the worry, the fear, or the concern comes in. I want you to literally acknowledge it like you would a small child. How often do we go, oh no, that's not the way we want to do it, and redirect them, right? We just, oh, don't touch that, don't do this. This is how we would want to do it. And we do it so loving, right? If it's a little kid or an animal, probably even nicer to the animals, right? Than even the little kids. They're like, here, sweet kitty, or here, sweet puppy, do it this way. And so when we stop a thought, we actually break a neural pathway, a belief or a change. So when we go into that thought process that's been playing a story in our mind, and some of us have these stories all the way to birth or since childhood, or someone told us in school, or some lover told you, or husband or wife told you something somewhere along the line, you can't, you won't, you're not worthy, you didn't deserve this. And I'm going to tell you something. You deserve joy. The energy of creative life force energy, whatever you call that, experiences life through you, through your eyes, through your emotions, through your experience. So that means anything you want, it wants to for you. Your angels, your guides, everything wants your joy. It's actually sort of you that's the only thing that's sabotaging that joy. Because even your friends and family probably want joy for you. Even the ones that are worried about you or trying to do guilt with you, they probably still want you to be happy. They just want you to be happy their way. So remember that the second something comes in, our first job is just catch, no, I don't want that. Period. Period, end of story. That is not what I want to give any energy to. Because what we think, we fuel. What we think, we create a vibration. So I'll give you a little example. We're in Egypt, we're sailing down the Nile, and these beautiful ladies that I was with, they're like, I want coffee. And then it's the first day, so we don't know what to expect on a routine. The next thing you know, they're coming up for high tea, and they're bringing coffee and tea and treats. I mean, they literally said it, and it starts happening instantly. The next day, someone's like, I want watermelon. And the next, nobody hears them in the kitchen, but at dinner, there's watermelon, and then the next day, it's, I want ice cream. And that ice cream shows up in the middle of the day, the next day. It's crazy how this is working. But what we got into is this almost gift of practicing, what do I really want? So I want you to take a moment and go, what do I really want? And how many of you have stopped daydreaming? Because, daydreaming is for high school kids that are thinking about the prom or what are they going to be when they grow up. And now we're thinking about what bill we have to pay and are we going to get the car to start or whatever. Is this person going to be healthy? Whatever what's going to happen at work on Monday. I challenge you this week to give yourself a 5-minute a day daydream on what do you really want. And if you can do it 3 times a day for 5 minutes, even better, because it takes 10 times. That's why affirmations work, by the way. It's scientifically proven. But it takes 10 times the new thought to create a new neurotransmitter. So if you say, I'm fat and ugly, and then you go, oh, I am not fat and ugly. I am beautiful. What I really want is to believe in myself and to be my own best friend. And I am beautiful and I am worthy and I am loving. I'd have to say that 10 more times than the one time I said, you're fat, you're ugly, and you're not worth it. So think about that. Every single thing you say negative to yourself, are you treating yourself like you would talk to a small child? Are you treating yourself like you would talk to your beautiful, beloved animal? Are you talking to yourself like your own best friend? If so, great, because I know some of you are pretty enlightened. But even the enlightened has, the self-talk. So when you hit that spot, go, no, that's really not how I want to talk to this person. And consider it a redo. In fact, if you have to say, this is a redo, what I really want is this. Your new favorite sentence is, in your mind, what I really want is this. Say it out loud. Say it to your friends. Start practicing it with each other. Hey, is that what you really want? And they go, no, what I really want is a Lamborghini in the driveway. Whatever. Daydream, and daydream big, because our limits are only as limited as our willingness to dream it. Think about that for a second. Your ability to imagine what is possible is the only thing that's going to stop you from possible. Because there's this quantum physics thing that says if you can imagine it, there's actually a version of you that is existing in it. So is it you, or is it the future version of you that's actually imagining this reality? So there's always going to be the reality that didn't get it, and there's always going to be the reality that did. So which one do you want to live, right? So we want to feed the how. Our mind works in questions. Isn't that interesting? Like every single thing your brain is doing, and it's your friend, right? Your brain is your friend. It is trying to keep you alive. It is trying to keep you safe. So it asks questions all day long. How do I get this? How do I get that? What do I do? What's that? It is only asking questions. So give it some good questions. How do I find more joy? How do I create more health? How do I live a better life? How do I get that thing, X, Y, and Z? How do I get that ice cream in the middle of the 107 day in Egypt? What is it that you want? And I'd start with some small things to practice so that you can get some experiences. So you can get your tea or your coffee and your watermelon, and then move up to trips and vacation time or whatever it is you really desire. But spend that 5 minutes creating the new neural pathway. And I bet you've all done it. Who has played the what would I do if I win the lottery game, right? This is actually, if you take the lottery out, because we don't want that to be the only way it can arrive. We want the lottery to be a way, but not the only way, because then you're telling your brain it can only happen if I win the lottery. But what you're really wanting to do is win the lottery of life here. You want to say, I am a divine spark of the energy of all that is, right? Can you take that moment in? I am a divine spark of the energy of all that is. I have creative life force energy moving through me, and life is happening for me. When we get into life is happening for me, then you ask, okay, so first you're saying this is the state. Because when you're in that state, don't you feel lighter already? Right? So you want to come from that state, and then you start imagining what could go right. So what could go right? So if your car isn't starting, you find out that somebody is going to come jump you. And it's like a $2 fix. I once, about a month ago, my car broke down, radiator hose blew up. And I sat there right in the middle of, I've trained my brain to go, what could go right here? And all of a sudden, firemen are like pushing my car into their driveway. Turns out my car breaks down, truck in this case, the day before a festival. I need that truck for the festival. It's Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock. And here I am in the fire station, and the fire station mechanic goes, oh, that's just a radiator hose. Run down to Auto Depot and get a radiator hose, and I'll put it right on and get you out of here in just a second, young lady. And I'm like, I'm not so young, but thanks. And of course, I received the gift, because the other piece there is, how much are you stopping when it wants to go right? How are you saying no to a thank you or someone else's ability to give? So if someone's trying to give you something, give you a compliment, a gift, an act of service, are you saying no because you don't think you're worthy? Are you like, oh, I don't deserve that compliment? Are you saying, no, I wouldn't receive that gift of money. I won't receive that gift of a free vacation. I won't receive whatever someone's trying to do for you, because we're givers. Like, we're trained to give. But the heart only can pump as much blood as it takes in. So we require that money. We require those gifts. We require the rest. We require the down day, the things that we want to practice receiving. So in all of this, there's a practice of receiving whatever comes and going, yes, thank you, universe. I'm worthy. I am deserving. And not shutting off someone's desire. If you're saying no to a compliment or no to a gift, you're actually cutting someone off from their giving. So practice the infinity symbol of giving and receiving. But also, if you're the giver, maybe shut that off a little bit. Shut that off. Are you giving more than you have to give? And that's time, energy, space. My favorite little line that I received about 3 years ago, right before COVID, was, do unto others as you would have done unto you. We read that this morning. But the big key awareness that hit me was, if I'm giving from a place of empty and giving something I need, technically that isn't a giving that would be how I would do unto others as I would have done unto me. So I would not want my friend to make themselves hurt their back or give their last dollar or give their only day off to help me. I would only want them to come help me from a place of, this is good for me. So I've started checking in, and I want to invite you to do that too. Are you coming from a place of victim when you're giving? Are you coming from a place of, I have this to give and it feels good, right? So check in. Are you giving a resource you actually don't have to give? Time, energy, money, thought. And start feeling in balance. That's going to help you have enough energy to manifest your dreams. So as we're recreating this neural pathway system, every day is going to be, what am I going to do for myself that's going to bring some joy into my life? And of course, we are the answering of prayers for other people. So what am I going to do today to bring some joy into other people's lives? So in balance, as above, so below, so within, right? How do we create a worry into a manifestation? And that is coming from a place of solid knowing that you are deserving worthy and divine, right? You're deserving of everything. Everything. And if you need to forgive yourself, that's a whole nother topic I'll get into some other time with you. But if you need to forgive yourself, practice getting into forgiveness and acceptance, because that worthiness is going to come from that place of complete self-authority, where you go, I am always going to be worthy of something good. I no longer need to be punished. So if you're holding on to something, go to the work to do some forgiveness and acceptance work, because you are worthy. And because when you visualize something, it is as real to you as if it was happening. So you want to think about this. As you're creating a new neural pathway, there is scientific proof that meditation or visualization, and by visualization, some people are very, very in living color, right? And other people, they're just thinking it. They might have a list or an idea and you're talking it in your brain, or you may just know it. But the really important thing for creating a neural pathway is feeling it. You want to feel it as it is already happening right now. And you want to take out the how. One of our big stops in creating that life you want to lead problem is, I don't know how. I want this thing, but I don't know how. And we got caught up in the how and the why instead of asking the question of, this is what I really want. How? Ask the how instead of try and create the how. Does that make sense? Like, ask the universe, the divine, your angels, your guides, your team in spirit, the how. And get out of its way and follow your synchronicities. Eat the ice cream when it's brought, you know? Because then sometimes we're like, oh, how did this happen? I don't know, it's too good to be true. And the answer is, nothing is too good for you. I want you to take that in for a second. Nothing is too good for you, right? Because you are a walking, living miracle. You're a miracle. You're here today, you're a walking, talking miracle. It takes a lot to be in this human experience. So enjoy it. Stop worrying about what isn't. Stop being afraid of what could be, and live in, this is what I really want. And I promise you're going to see difference. I promise you're going to have a different experience, and you're going to be more open, and you're going to have your eyes open for the experience. You're going to see the opportunity. You're going to see the window. You're going to say yes to that thing that you wouldn't have said yes to, because you're going to shift to that. And just one last thing, if it's worry about someone else, in a way it's none of your business, even if they're your husband or wife, or even if they're your children. In some way it is up to their free agency. We were given free agency. So allow every other person on this universe that free agency, and bring your energy center back to, I can wish this for them instead of worry. Don't feed them your worry. Don't give concern to what they are or aren't doing. Universe, I wish this for them, and then leave it, because you cannot affect them with, you can affect them with your worry, and you can affect them with your concern. And actually, it's like you're praying for them, right? You're praying for the bad to happen because you're giving that story a lot of energy and focus. And technically with free agency, you can't control the outcome. That's their journey. And you might actually be taking on their life lesson by getting too involved. So let them learn their life lesson And remember that yours is to stay in your own lane and to wish for them what you really want for them. So if, I have a client whose children are going down a really rough road, even to the point where jail might be on the horizon. And I told her, I said, you've got to wish for them to figure out whatever's in their highest. Maybe a little bit of jail time will keep them from creating something that would cause death or true destruction in their life. So instead of controlling what they have happen to them, wish for them their highest timeline. Wish for them their joy. Wish for them to find whatever they need to be enlightened. And move back into your lane and remember that you deserve happiness and joy, even if another family member or friend is sick, going down the wrong path, not doing what you think they should be doing. Because a lot of our worry and fear and concern is actually for another person. And then we poison ourselves and we stop living our joy timeline. So think about what you really want for them to happen. Think about what you want you to really happen. So step one, when a really tough thing comes in, that's not what I want. I don't want to think that. What I really want is this, whether it's for you or someone else. And visualize it, taste it, feel it. What is that experience that you really, really want? Give it all the energy. Give it all the thought patterns. And I'll bet you a million, zillion ice cream cones down the Nile that you're going to have a completely different experience. So I want to thank you again for being here today and listening to me. And if there's anything I can ever do, please feel free to reach out. But my last thought as we go into this is, remember, as above, so below, so within. And you are worthy because you are the divine life force energy. Have a beautiful and happy day.
Thank you, Michelle. That was awesome. During our musical interlude, we will be passing the basket. We thank you in advance for your generosity for the organization.
There was a step.
I was going to catch you.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be the first time I fell down this week.
It's like you trying to tell people, I said, don't just wish for one thing. Just wish that helps you get the universe with yourself to wait. But what's best for your life is best for you. For you, because you said, no, that's it. And you can go. I learned this fantastic relationship that I just want to call. That kind of specific and important thing. So you get a 65 boat truck. Because it's not that one. That's what you asked for. The cars that you use, which is just convenience. Yeah. Some things that be a little bit more specific. I always tell people to ask for. Because money has energy. It is energy. So ask for a figure that you would be comfortable with being able to accept.
It is about acceptance, isn't it?
Be able to accept. Ask for a figure that you can put to accept. Because money has energy. Types of money has energy. Or you call that little spirit drops from the sky. Pennies. They say, why do you just drop the pennies? Ask them for folding money.
Cheryl Richardson, right after Wayne Dyer had died, she said, we asked him to show me if he was still hanging out. Next thing I knew, I had a $20 bill.
Thank you. Have a moment of prayer. Infinite Spirit, I want to thank all of you here today for your blessings into the basket here for this organization. The money we use to encourage and bless spiritualism and encourage the organization as we go forth. As we ask, amen. Now we're going to do the announcements. 5/11, our message bearer next Wednesday will be Lori Carter. Next Sunday, our speaker for this Sunday's service will be me. Remember, next week we will be having a documentary crew in here filming. So if you don't want to be on film, we'll direct you to where you will not be on film. But there'll be a large film crew in here next Sunday. So if you see a bunch of cameras, don't be scared. It's not America's Most Wanted. Sunday Lyceum next Sunday will be Jerry Moore. Every Sunday we have Adult Lyceum, and it starts at 9:30 here in the temple. To participate in absentee healing, please print the name, first initial of last name of a loved one in the book over in this corner of the church, left corner. The flyer for events are in the back of the temple for the events that are going on in this church. And we do have a large wall up in the Davis Hall with events and flyers. Today, we have Mother's High Tea. And tea leaf readings with Reverend Dickie Joe from 3:30 to 5:30. It'll be up in the Davis Hall. They've been washing teacups for the last week, so it's going to be $40 per person. Dress in your Sunday best and come and enjoy an afternoon high tea. Today in this building from 2 to 4, we'll be creating your own reality with Michelle Orwick. An introduction to using the Thea brainwaves and access higher states of consciousness. During this workshop, you will learn some of the benefits of how the Thea brainwave might be able to help you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. So come out for that. You'll learn a lot from Michelle. I've learned a lot from her. So come out and enjoy her workshop. Remember, next Saturday is our Gala Day. So come out for Gala Day on the 14th. May 14th, we'll be here. All the vendors and everybody here and the lectures and everything. So come out for the day. We'll have the whole streets will be blocked, and we'll have vendors everywhere. So come out for that. And you can go to our Casadega.org, www.casadega.org, to see the rest of our events. And you can see our lectures, all the stuff there on the website. Our next hymn is on 174. Please rise for the next hymn.
Sing them over again to me, wonderful words of life. Let me more of their beauty see, wonderful words of life. Words of life and beauty, teach me faith and duty. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Oh, the Blessed One gives to all wonderful words of life. Ever list to the loving call, wonderful words of life. All so freely given, wooing us to heaven. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life.
Please be seated. This is when we get to bring the message bearer up, and that's going to be me. So, when I come to you, I know that most of you did not understand what you put on today. So, when I come to you and I say you're wearing a yellow dress and you have a yellow dress on, and you look around the whole room, see who else has one on. So, I am going to go to you. You know, the first thing your vibration, dear, I felt a woman in spirit with you, but I don't feel a mother vibration with her. I felt more of a grandmother vibration with this lady. She stepped up very close in the York field with you, and she also brought this small dog in with her. She wants to say she's looking after a dog. She wants me to know that. And I don't know if she was as dog friendly as she should have been, but she's looking after the dog, she says. And she's been sitting directly with you ever since we started the service. She's been with you, trying to hold your hand. And I don't know what's going on here in this year for you, dear, but I feel like it's been a little bit of a journey for you, a little bit of a journey trying to take a breath. And your guides are just kind of guiding your breath for you. They're saying, just take a breath, dear, take a breath, it'll be okay. Everything's going to be okay. We got it under control. So I sense your guides and protectors in the spirit world have it under control for you, dear. So kind of just let, as Michelle said, just say, I don't accept that. No, not doing that. And move off in the direction which is best for you. And leave that to God's blessings. I'm going to come back to the lady that's got like the orange flowers on her, not maybe orange, that's you, dear. You just looked at him. There, okay, we got you. I don't know if they're orange from up here. They look orange flowers. I don't know. I'm getting old and half blind, so I don't know. The first thing, your vibration, dear. I felt a younger man in spirit with you that stepped up here very close to you and went over and sat down next to you. I do feel like his passing would have been a little unexpected when he passed to spirit, because he stepped up here and sat down next to you. I also feel this woman with you, but I feel like she, boy, I could probably talk to this woman for about 15 minutes, and I would have to hold my hand because she would get on your nerves. I feel this one was a nerve bender. Because boy, she's telling everybody in the spirit world off. So, I mean, she's a force to reckon with. And I just sense she's standing there trying to protect you. She's protecting you, dear, protecting you. And I sense you're working a lot better on your health vibration, because our guides are working with you in that endeavor for you. Because they're bringing situations and people as synchronicity now, especially for the next 6 to 7 weeks for you. Look for things that happen in your life, synchronicity, and you'll be able to see it, say, oh my God, they keep showing me that. And it'll show up in the vibration for you. And your guides want to make you extremely healthy, dear. Because you've got to take care of people. So, they got to make you extremely healthy, dear. Now leave that with God's blessings. I'm going to come over here. I'll get the lady back on the back row with the green sweater on. You know, I sense a healing modality of a guide with you, my dear. Just sitting in your auric field, just sitting there with you. He's part Indian, and he keeps looking at me. He's part Indian, and he just sits there with you as kind of a guide or a healing guide for you. I feel this woman in spirit with you, but I feel like she'd been a very sweet woman. Petite, very sweet, very congenial. She loved everyone. She didn't have a harsh word to say about people. If she did, she would say it in quiet. She wouldn't say it in front of you. She'd say it in quiet, very much not to disrupt someone. And I feel like you're a lot like that, dear. If you have something to say, if it's not, you just, no, I'm not going to say that. And I do feel like you have guides working with you, because I feel there's some kind of changes coming for you. And they're very good changes. I feel like you've been orchestrating or putting things out to the spirit world to get you to where you need to be. And I don't feel the timing is right, so patience should be part of your name right now, because I feel like you're waiting for other people to catch you on the path. That's what I feel. You're waiting for other situations to happen. So just sit back, take a breath, relax, be patient. It's going to show up shortly. It'll be here shortly, dear. They're saying it'll be here shortly. You just have to get past some situations with other people's life lessons to get you to where you personally need to be. But it'll be shortly, dear. And I'll leave that with God's blessings. I'll come over here. I'll go to the lady right between Jackie and right there in the center. I'm going to go to you, dear. You know, the first thing, your vibration, dear, I felt a gentleman in spirit with you, and I do feel like he was quite sick towards the end of his life. Very ill, he says. He wasn't doing well, he said. He kept telling me that, not doing well. But he sat up very close to you, sitting in your vibration with you. I also feel this woman with you, but I feel like she would have been kind of the matriarch of the family when she was alive. I mean, people would go to her house because she would cook dinner. People would be at her space of residence because she didn't like attending other people's houses because she knew her house was clean. Because she was very adamant with that. Because she wanted people at her house because she knew what was going on at her house. Because she was very not controlling. She got a little perturbed when I said controlling. She was not controlling. She just liked to know what the outcome was. If she walked in your house and if your oven was dirty or there was something on the floor in your kitchen, she wouldn't eat at your house. didn't have to be spotless, but she wanted to make sure that what she was eating was not coming from something that she would be scared of. And I feel like you're a lot like that. You're not control. You look at things. You might just. I feel like you have a good way of rolling your eyes, dear. You have a good way of saying, oh, "Okay, all right." But I do feel this gentleman in spirit loves you to death, dear. He just loves you to death. He has a strong connection to you. Loves you to death. Sends you a lot of beautiful energy and beautiful connections to your work field. And I leave that with God's blessings. I'm going to come, lady, right here in the black, right sitting up front here. That's you, dear. You know, first of all, in your vibration, I felt a child sitting in your auric field. There's a child that ran down that aisle that came up and jumped into your lap. So I feel the child has a strong connection to your vibration through family. Very strong connection to you, dear. I felt this woman with you, but she would have been, I don't feel like she was bedridden or out of it in her life, but she said she couldn't take care of herself. There was not quality of life for her towards the end of her life. She said she didn't like the life vibration. That she keeps saying the cards I was dealt. She didn't like the cards she was dealt, she says. And I do feel like she went through some very illness here that would have, she had to go through some stuff, she said. And she didn't tell everybody what was going on, but she was in a little bit of pain situations in her life when she was going towards the end of her life, she says. But she stepped up here very close to you because she'd love better now. She says, I'm fine now. I'm fine now. But she sits with you with her hands on your shoulder, guiding you. Your guides, I feel like your vibration for you, dear, you could leave here today and see certain forms of birds. Guides in spirit talk to you through animals that have wings. You can see multitude of them. Butterflies, dragonflies, birds, anything with wings. Guides get your attention with those, especially if they're repetitious. You keep seeing cardinals, there's a message in that, dear. There's messages coming for you from the spirit world that are going to be right conducive for you to make some kind of decisions in your life here when you get more into the month of August. Right now, coast. But by August, you make some kind of decision, go left, go right. But you will make a decision. And I leave that with God's blessings. All right. We would like to remind everyone that we will have our afternoon message service. Snacks start at 12. The message service starts at 12:30 in Davis Hall. We have snacks and coffee and things up in the hall. A group of mediums and student mediums will be giving spirit greetings to as many individuals we can during the hour. Everybody is welcome. We encourage you to visit our bookstore today, which is open 12 to 5, Monday through Friday, and 10 to 6 on Saturday. At this time, we'd like to thank our online audience for joining us today. We look forward for spending time with you again. Please rise for our closing hymn and remain standing for the closing prayer. Let there be peace on earth. On page 203.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, children all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
somebody back there singing and their voice sounded really good. We're looking for people in the flesh who will sing. If you are the one, I'd like to close the service with a prayer. Infinite Spirit, I want to thank each and every one here in the Spirit.